A season to change too.
This is to check yourself. Now, why did I go there? I'm going to stay in the same pericope. I'm going to stay in the same verse of scripture, and I'm going to back up exactly everything that was just said. Verse 12. For now we see through a glass darkly. Are you with me, family? Are you starting to see that picture? It says, for now we see through a glass darkly. The glass wasn't dark until the light started shining behind me. It says, but then face to face, there's your reflection. Am I making sense? Because if you really got the light of God in your life and you looking out in a dark world, you shouldn't see nobody but you. I'm not worried about John, Joe, Jim, or Jake, what they doing, because if I'm paying attention to what I'm paying attention to, I can't tell you what they doing. Now, in part, which means I'm looking at myself face to face. I know what I like, but I don't know why I like it. I know what I do, but I don't know why I do what I do. Paul addressed this before. He says, when I would do good, evil is always present. He said, the good that I would do, I don't do. The things that I want to do, I don't do. In other words, I see how my life is, but Lord, I need you to help me with my life. I see I have a drinking problem, but Lord, I need you to help me with it. I see I have a smoking problem, but Lord, I need you to help me. I finally see I got an anger problem, but Lord, I need you to help me. I finally see that I'm a hater, Lord, and I don't want to be a hater. I finally see I'm judging everybody, but Lord, if you don't help me, I'm going to keep making the same mistake. I finally see that I'm critical to everybody. I finally see I don't trust nobody. I finally see that I don't like nobody. I finally see that because I don't like me. I don't trust me. I don't want to be around me. And I'm so hateful on me. I don't really like me. So I tell everybody else something's wrong with them. Not while I'm in the dark, but when I get into church. Because every time I'm looking at you, I'm really looking at a reflection of me. You say certain things, I really don't like them only because I might be guilty or I'm saying them to somebody else and you don't know it. I see myself and I don't know why I don't like what I see. God has an answer for that in the same pericope. He says, but, which is a conjunction, which means it turns it all the way around. But then shall I know, to know something has become so intimate that something is birthed as a result of the relationship. He says, but then shall I know, if I keep looking at myself, I'll get to know myself. And if I get to know myself, it's another thing that's about to happen. Watch this. He says, now I know in part, but then shall I know even also as I am known. Wait a minute. Even also as I am known. Remember the law of first mention. When you read that, it says, I am that I am. That's God's covenant name. So what happens is, you didn't get out the world, you didn't get in church, you got the light of God in your life, you're looking through a barrier, the barrier turns into a mirror, you start to find out you got you some issues, you start to find out you really don't like yourself, you start to seeing some different changes, but then it says, I shall know even as I am known. To say I am known, which means I'll get to know myself the way God knows me. I'll discover what God sees in me. Watch this. I'm going to read 12 again. Let's see if it unfolds itself. For now we see through a glass darkly, but face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as I am known. If I keep paying attention and mind my own business, I'll get a chance to see what God thinks of me instead of what I think of me. Because after I look at me, I don't like me. But when I start looking at what God sees in me, I see somebody who's angry. God sees somebody who he wants to deliver. I see somebody who's frustrated. God is seeing somebody he want to give a revelation to. I see somebody hooked on alcohol. God is saying, I want to see you hooked on me. I see somebody who don't have very much. God says, I got everything you could ever want. I see somebody, everybody think that I'm nothing. God says, you everything to me because I died died for you. I see somebody who always laughs. God said, I'm going to make you first. I see somebody who always got their head hung down. God said, just look up at me and I got you. You got to get to the point that you love God enough, that you're willing to look at yourself enough, that you're able to realize and recognize, I might not like what I see, but I'm going to quit paying attention to what the flesh man see and start looking at my spirit that's on the inside of me and ask God, talk to my mind, talk to my heart. Tell me what you see in me, God. Tell me you see me coming out of this situation. Tell me you see that I'm going to make another step. Tell me you see me being successful. God, tell me what you think of me. Because God, quite frankly, you made me. You trust me when I don't even trust myself. You knew where I was going to go, and you went with me anyway because you knew you were the only one that knew your way out of the crack house. You're the only one that knew your way out of that liquor house. You're the only one that knew your way out of my situation. You're the only one with me. The only reason you went with me because you knew if I get in there, I don't know my way out. And you got to me and you let me see for myself. Son, you don't know what you're doing. You didn't know what you were going to do. I knew what you were going to do. And I made sure you had a way out. Well, God, when did you make sure I had a way out? Son, when I hung on the cross, I knew you didn't know your way out. When they stretched me wide, I knew you didn't know your way out. When I let them bury me, I knew you didn't know your way out. When they pierced me in the side, I knew you didn't know your way out. When they started putting the nails in my head, I knew you didn't know your way out. I made sure you had